Hey everybody, this is Jan from AnniQ. I want to share with you today, September 2025, the full process and experience with AnniQ and of course Anni, our brilliant assistant that will help you to create content, improve your strategy, but most important, close the gap between your audience and your company, creating a better message for each of your audiences, hyper-personalizing each contact, each interaction. So let's recover the full process here. The first step, it is, of course, as many other platforms, you need your Anni subscription. So in my case, I will take the free trial. And this is Anni. Well, and that is, I have here my free trial option. I will take here all my new steps. So start trial. Amazing. I will say start for me until the first 14 days if I take the monthly subscriptions, but if I take the monthly plan, I will get 1 month free trial, 28 days free trial. So something about Anni, so I have here, and I have my email from Anni. This is the welcome to the AnniQ community. So this is to start my onboarding. So I only need to click here, copy link, and keep working. So let me add the link here. And great, this is the first step that you need to make with Anni. When you purchase your subscription, Anni will send to you a welcome email with a link to set your first time's password with the same email account that you used in the Stripe process session, and say continue. Great, this is the first screen and onboarding process with Anni. And before click continue and fill the data here, I want to share something interesting. We built in Anni a faster process, the faster onboarding experience for your companies. And we are also users of AnniQ platform into our company. And we walk the process as user team. So after many process, many beta testers and companies using our platform, we found a better way to optimize the experience. And now you have this new version. So first I need to set my name here, or as I want, I have to be in my platform. So I will use my name, my last name, sorry. And this is interesting because Anni takes the data from the payment method. Well, I have first name and last name. So click next. This second part, it is very important because you can set information about your company and prepare everything for the onboarding and automation. So I will set the name of the company here, AnniQ, our industry sector, in this case technology. Country, it will be United States because our company is there. And we are incorporated in Delaware, but I will say the office we have in Chicago, Illinois. So Illinois, and it is loading. Great, Chicago. Perfect. I don't need to set more information here. This is more for reference, but Anni will use your sector and your country also to support content creation, strategy, and other things. Next and last step is the onboarding process per se. So I need to give to Anni the website so Anni can read, learn from the website and helping me to create all the customer entities for AnniQ. And you will see about the customer entities in a minute what is this process. But is to have business model, segments, ICPs, the ideal customer profiles, and many personas to start creating content. So let me take here, copy and paste the AnniQ website. I want to give the permission to analyze my website, and let's click here in Get Started. Well, as this is a new fresh account, you will see an empty dashboard like this. But let me explain something while Anni is reading the website, getting information and other things. First, here I have the home process or the home screen. Check here, I have my email here, my name, the company, and something interesting, but maybe more advanced. With the same email account or user, you can manage several organizations. So several organizations could be your partners, other companies that you have. Well, great, check this part. Anni is reading my website, analyzing information, and making the process for me. Something that could take for many companies to manage and set all the business model, identify segments, ICPs, have a clear view, and something that could take several hours with consultants, advisors, and take maybe weeks or even months. Anni is solving only from your website in a few minutes. Let me focus again on this dashboard. In the home section we have here, you will see the organization profile and will say how many business models you have, segments, ICPs, personas. An interesting concept that we have in AnniQ in the customer framework, the anti-personas and the customer journeys. Anti-personas are those people that you don't want to reach, those that aren't the most important for your business and could be detractors or haters that could damage your reputation and also the flow in the customer journey. And Anni identifies also that and builds the content to reach the right people. I can connect my digital channels, that it is my next step while Anni is creating my customer entities, and once I can start creating content. Also, Anni will show to me something that we will see in a few minutes also. It is my next publications and content based on my strategies. So while Anni is creating the customer entities, I can work connecting my digital channels. Great. This is our channel panel, and as I'm in a fresh account, I need to connect all my social channels. For this demo, I only work with LinkedIn and Facebook, but you can connect all these channels. You can work with Facebook, Instagram, Threads, that is like the X or Twitter from the Meta process. You have, of course, X or Twitter, Blue Sky, very similar to the previous two, LinkedIn, professional network, Pinterest, more focused on arts, image, also TikTok, interesting social network to have today in any business. If you have physical offices or presence, Google Business, it is very interesting and you can connect also and work with Anni. YouTube, one of the biggest social networks today, and also the search engines that we have today. Many people think that Google is the biggest social search engine, but YouTube is not only about text. It is about the comments, about trends, about video, podcasts. It is a very interesting approach. We have Twitch, but our connection with Twitch is only for the analytics. And of course, you can manage your ads accounts here. But I will focus only on LinkedIn and Facebook just for this demo. So let me click here on LinkedIn. I will add the network. Here I can start connecting and analyzing. Something interesting it is, each organization has access in LinkedIn to the LinkedIn page or a personal LinkedIn profile. And that depends on your subscription of AnniQ. As I took the free trial and simple plan, I can only connect one. So I will connect the AnniQ LinkedIn page. I only need to click here for the LinkedIn account. As I expected, I should receive the screen for the specific social media, and this is totally secure to make my authentication and bring any access to your social media. That access allows to create content and get analytics. So I need to use my user or my email and my password. Could be interesting if you have the second authentication factor. It could be in your mobile app or other method. LinkedIn could ask to you that part. And I want to highlight something. Check this part of the screen. Let me try to show here. This is an authentication directly with the social media. You will see when I connect the Facebook account that it will move the authentication directly to Facebook. There is, everything is working. It is only about to have the right password. So I need to give access and confirm my access using the LinkedIn app. In my case, as I told you, you need maybe the two-factor authentication. So let me use my mobile phone. Great. Once you validate and accept the access in your mobile phone, you will see all the LinkedIn pages or personal accounts, personal profiles you have. So I will use the AnniQ and I click here select. Remember that you can connect only one per organization. It is also based on your subscription that you decide. Something interesting it is once you connect the social media, it takes to Anni to download and get the basic analytics, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And most important, Anni will get more analytics from the specific day that you connect the social media and the future. The past data from Anni could be restricted sometimes, and that is from the privacy policies of the specific social media channels. It also depends on the specific channel. So let's work here and connect Facebook. So now with the Facebook page, let me click here, and this is the similar process. This time check the address, it is Facebook, and I should have here my information. Let's hope that this password it is saved correctly here, and I can say login. Remember that it changes every 30 seconds, so well, always is a different number. Great, I have now access to my account, and I can choose if I trust in this device. In my case, I will say yes, I'm trusting this device, and I want to continue with my personal profile here. Facebook only allows us to connect company pages or fan pages. So again, I can choose which of the fan pages I have with access in my account to connect. I will take the AnniQ fan page. Great. And again, you will see the analytics, check the message here. It will take sometimes 5 to 10 minutes to get all the information. And based on the restrictions of the channel, you could get more or less previous or past information. But something important it is, once you connect the social media, all the analytics from that moment, let's say today and the future, will be complete for your account. Highly recommended that you connect your website here. This is important because when you have the website, you also can track all the traffic that Anni sends to your website. So the simple page, I won't cover the full process here in this video, but you only need to click connect to a website, and Anni has broad options here. If you are using WordPress, it will be very simple. You only need to click here the WordPress process and take the specific steps. You can use one plugin that you will find asymmetrical in your WordPress to connect the website. But if you are using WordPress but don't want to download plugins, or your page it is in another system, you can use the JavaScript tag. I always prefer the JavaScript tag and doesn't install more plugins in the web pages. Once you have the JavaScript tag, you only need to copy and paste this code into the header of your web page. And once you made, click verify. This is the only things that you need to do. And again, it will take 5 to 10 minutes to synchronize and get the information. With web pages, it is different. We only take the information from today and the future. So let's jump this step for this time, and I promise to you a new video only focused connect the web and the web analytics. After this process, we can go again to our home tab, and let's see what Anni builds for us. So check, now I have information here. I have one business model, one segment, one ICP, 5 personas, one anti-persona, and one journey. And this is very interesting because Anni creates this information based on my website and understand my business. But how can I know more information about this? I can move to the customer framework, and in the customer framework, I can see all the information and all the process. Check this. Anni creates for me this business model, AnniQ AI-driven social media communication automation. This is the headline that Anni creates for me and gives me into the business model a purpose, a North Star metric, who is my audience, and start diving into my audience. That is the core of AnniQ. Understand my value propositions, what problems and challenges I'm solving, how I could help to gain, and also more important, the brand voice and tone for the AnniQ brand. This is very important, but I can keep navigating here. I can expand my segment and check this icon. When you have this icon, it means that you are talking about segment. It is many people here. If you click your segment, check it change here about the segment, change the name of the segment, in this case, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. Remember that this is based on your website, and this is a big discovery for many AnniQ users today. Sometimes they validate with the onboarding that they have a communication in the website different to the market and audience they want. And this is one part of the gap. And Anni will helping you to solve that part. So, who is this segment? And Anni start giving me the information here, which are the pains they have, dreams, games, the unique selling proposition, and many other insights that I can use to understand my audience. I can get the drivers and motivators, the jobs to be done, and other insights here. But Anni keeps going deep into the audience understanding. And you can find into the segment the solopreneur creator. This is the ICP, the ideal customer profile that Anni identifies for you. So if I click here, again, check the change here. Ideal customer profile, I have the name of this ICP. And let's see if this is something that really happens, because if you are watching this video, if you are here, it is maybe because you are an entrepreneur, a creator, a small team, and you need to create content and create awareness for your company and drive leads to your next touch point. If you feel in that way, check the interesting point. Anni really understand what AnniQ does. So I have here, this is a simple introduction. Single person business operators could be consultants, coaches, personal brands, people that need to create content. Who they are: entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. They operate solo or as personal brands also. They have some challenge and aspirations, key doing details, and many other information and insights here. I can understand value and risk. How can I decide the fit criteria? So this is interesting because Anni helped me to understand more my audience and my market. And I also have here the different personas that Anni creates for me. And we have different icons here. Those icons help you to understand who are these persons. So for example, if I click here, the solopreneur buyer, I get in the specific buyer persona for this case. This is the solopreneur. I have, again, this is a buyer persona. I get information about the personality, the typical thoughts and actions. I have information here to validate if they are that kind of persona, motivators, goals, drivers to connect, many information that I can use and Anni use and my company can use to create better engagement, strong engagement with my audience. I also have, for example, the decision maker. I can click, give me a second, here, the decision maker. I have this person, again, I get the personality, who is this person, and many interesting insights from them. I have the influencer, the user, but I want to focus specifically in the anti-persona, a concept that we have in AnniQ to understand those people that we don't want to reach. And it is important because sometimes we get the people that is not the right for our business, and they could be detractor and also distractions for our business. Understanding who are them helps Anni to create better content and drive the communication to avoid them into the flow. Well, I have all my information here. Something interesting it is I can delete those entities. For example, I can click here and say I want to delete this anti-persona. Or also I can delete the ideal customer profile, I can delete the segment, or just I can delete the full business model. You need to review and read all the information here. And take care and take time to review this information because this will be the base of all your strategy. Let's say that you are disagree with this information. You want to review again. You want to get a new version. And that is possible with AnniQ. You can click again, generate from your website. You can give to Anni again your website or another website and check this. Again, you need to authorize Anni to review your information, and Anni will delete all this business model and create a new one with all the framework on behind. So let's do again. This is important because you can have all the information. So click analyze website. And you can keep working with Anni in the back while you are getting this information. We should see again that progress bar that informs us that Anni is creating everything here for us. In the meanwhile, let me explain the other modules that we have in AnniQ. Check this. Anni deletes everything and starts again the process. So we have the digital channels. This is the same screen that we reviewed before when we connect the social channels. Check this. We have now our LinkedIn page. This is still synchronizing the information. As I told you, sometimes takes more time to synchronize, and you have, or in my case, my Facebook account. But I want to focus this time in these two other options we have here. First, the inbox. Inbox means that most of your message, or let me say again, all your message from your channels comes to one specific place. And sometimes it is a nightmare as solopreneur or a small team if you want to or need to reply to everybody. People left comments in Facebook, in Instagram, in LinkedIn, but also they send messages directly to your Facebook fan page or to your Instagram direct message or the other channels. And you need to move between different applications or tabs to reply to all of them. The interesting thing here it is that AnniQ lets you to centralize all that comments message in only one place, and you can start reply to them in one place. Check something like this. You only need to click on the message, you get information about which is the channel, and you can decide to reply, send information, or something like this. Most important, you also can check which post content is based or attract that information. So in this case, I can see here, and it will be open my LinkedIn account, and I can see here a live demo that we made with Ryan McCall, AnniQ CEO, talking about the ChatGPT. Well, let me set pause here. We don't want to reply all these live, but I can reply to this person or in this case account about this, and I can find all my message which I need to resolve, which I have to read. I can have all my message. Just remember that as I just connected my social media, it could take time to have everything here. But if you connect Facebook, Instagram, and other social media, you will have everything here. And you can, for example, filter checking here. I want to show only the message that I have in Facebook, and again, I can just click here and start replying the message. Again, with LinkedIn. So you have analytics here. You can connect other social media, other channels, get information. I can click the summary, for example, and I get a general and general information about all my channels. Check this. This is a base information that helps me to understand the performance of my social channels. I have LinkedIn, I have Facebook. I can get information about my impressions, interactions, and all the information I have, all the posts and content I get. And I can play also with different calendar here. So it is interesting that I can get a general view of all my channels, and I can move to the specific channel to get more information. Again, maybe you need to wait a few minutes to get the full synchronization. Last but not least, in this module, you can get access to the content that is published in your social media. Here, as is a new fresh account, just for demo purposes, I don't have any content here, but you can see these different blue sections, and sometimes is bold than other. And this is because Anni helps me to understand also which is the best time to create and post content if I want to do by me, by myself, or using Anni for my company. So I have the best times for Facebook, the best times also for LinkedIn, and Anni takes all that information and use to create the best content for my case. Check here, I have my bar to identify the progress of Anni. And something interesting that is that everything happens here in real time. So I can move to the customer framework and check this. I have again a business model, AnniQ autonomous content platform. I have two potential segments here, and I can start exploring that. I have two different ICPs. In the marketing managers, I have an ICP, enterprise marketing managers, and small business and entrepreneurs. I have other ICP. And if I click here, well, Anni is creating the personas. I need to wait here. Something important is Anni makes a review and validation of this content. This is only the previous process, so I need to wait until Anni finish the process because could delete or refine this process. I get here, for example, it is refreshing autonomously because it is in real time. It is refreshing the personas that is creating for this specific segment and this ICP. Let's contract here to see if I can start getting the personas for this case also. But maybe you are thinking that what if I want to add another segment, another ICP, even another business model, because Anni only understand part of my business and I want to complement, I want to improve. So that is the next part I want to show to you. I need to wait here to finish the creation of all the entities, and I will show to you how you can improve or even create new entities here. So let's wait. We are getting the information. Anni finishes the process, the bar here disappears, and check what happened. Anni identifies and deletes one segment because fields or based on the information, it is not clear all the information for that segment. But let's say I want to have a segment for the small and medium business. So I only need to click here, my business model, validate that I'm in the business model section, and I can start saying to Anni that help me to create a new segment for this specific market or audience. So I want to say, I want you create, it could be more interesting. I want to create a new segment for SMBs that can use AnniQ platform. As simple as this, I can click here to send the message, because let me explain something interesting about the Anni chat. We are annoying and frustrating that other chat applications, sometimes you hit the enter by mistake and they start processing for you. But with Anni, you can click enter here and you can write your interaction, your prompt, the need that you want to express to Anni with calm and without that fear that the message will send and you need to wait or that could damage all your conversation. So I can give enter here and bring my insights if I want. If I only want to use my keyboard, I also can hit Control Enter and send the information. But I will check here using send. Check here, Anni said you can use Control Enter to send the information. With this simple insight I give here to Anni, or better than insight, a simple prompt and instruction, Anni will start reviewing the process and creating a segment for me into the business model. Sometimes Anni asks to me other information because say, well, I need more information to understand or I need to validate. But remember that Anni now knows many about your business from your website. And every time that you start having more conversations with Anni, you are enriching the knowledge and experience. Check this interesting process. I say that I want to create a new segment for a small and medium business, and Anni create here that segment. This is empty because I don't have an ICP, but I can click here. Now I'm in this segment and I can say something, and let me show another way to interact with Anni. You can interact with Anni using the microphone here and talking with Anni. So I will ask now to create an ICP. I need to give access to the microphone. This is the permissions, the typical permission on any browser. This is for privacy. So let's click allow. Hey Anni, I need you to help me to create a new ICP for this segment. This ICP, it is the C-level team or the business owners of a small and medium company. I only need to click stop. This is my audio. Hey Anni, I need you to help. Great, it is working there. So Anni now is processing my request. It needs to transcribe my audio, as I'm not an English native speaker, and it tries to review and validate other pronunciation to get the best insight for my case, and after that Anni could come with questions for me or my ICP created. Let's see what happened in a few minutes here. Great, it looks that Anni creates for me the new ICP based on my instructions. Is it still thinking here? Maybe it's creating the brief or other information for me. Great, that is. Something interesting it is Anni give to me the information and also can reply to me in audio. So I will get all the audio explaining this. I won't let you listen this almost 2 minutes explanation, but for sure you have that information. And you can keep working in this process, creating all the personas for this specific segment. But that is the beautiful with Anni. You don't need to have everything in detail to start creating content. And that is the most important and last time of my showcase or demo for you today. So let's go and create content. You can create content from 2 different parts. First, you can go to your home and say, I want to create content. And once you click this button, you will get from Anni this beautiful form, simple form to create content. And this is important. Maybe, or not maybe, sorry. I recommend to you to go to the AnniQ YouTube channel and check all the videos and content that we have about the challenge to hyper-personalize content creation and close the gap with your audience. This is important because it is not a simple task to create content. It's not only about posts in your social channels. And this form, it is the secret sauce of AnniQ to hyper-personalize content creation for several audience in your company. So you only need to check this or fill this simple information and you will get that new campaign or content strategy. But the second way that you can use to create the content, it is using this pencil. Let me show this. I will refresh here my browser and I want to show 2 interesting things with Anni. The first is, once you start having conversations with Anni gives to you a brief about your previous conversation. And this is another feature that we have here. There are many generative AI platforms, and many of them are great. We love also ChatGPT, Gemini, Anthropic, Perplexity. They are great platforms, but for general purpose. And most interesting, sometimes you have tons of conversations, projects, and it's hard to find information. We create a simple process with Anni. Every time that you log into the platform or refresh your browser, you will have a simple brief based on all your interactions with Anni. And most interesting, you can have here specific actions to keep that process and conversation. So, for example, Anni say here to me, I can create a new ICPs, keep working with the small and medium business ICP, or also have a brainstorm. And something that I invite you to discover, it is having a conversation with Anni and discover the different modes that Anni has in the conversation. Let me show something. Which modes do you have? And let me hit send here. Anni can explain to me the modes that could help me to have better strategy, focus, and you can use Anni as your co-founder, helping you to grow and build your business. Well, Anni has several modes here that you can use to keep improving and working. It is not only about content creation, but let's focus on your content to finish this demo. I will use the pencil also to create content. Check this. I will have again the same form that I showed to you last time. I have my form here. So this form, it is very important because it's the way to create all the content for Anni. Oh, I forgot to explain something to you, and it is more exciting. So let me go here to the organizations first. In organizations, I can manage 3 important actions. First, I can create logos and style for my company. So let's click here, Anni. I will say a new style, AnniQ. My slogan could be something like closing the communication gap between your audience and company. And I need to add my logo. Let me find my logo. Again, the hard task. Find your files or your password. It looks that this is my logo. I will guest, that is this. And I have my color palette that is for default the AnniQ colors, but something interesting, you only need to pick one color here. You can use the RGB, that is red, green, and blue. You can use this other method, or also the hexadecimal, or just clicking here and find your other color. I will leave the default colors because it's AnniQ colors, and click save. Something interesting it is you can add as many logos or colors panels here. And this is important. Let's say that you have different revenue streams, that could be different business models, and you have different logos or colors for them to differentiate for your market. So you can add as many styles here as you want. The other part here, it is the call to actions. And this is very important because call to actions, it is where do you want to drive traffic for your business to the next step in the journey. Many companies could say that is only the website, but you could drive traffic to your WhatsApp channel. You can drive to maybe a course that you have in another portal and you can get sales there. You can drive traffic to your booking link. There are several call to actions or touch points that you can use to send traffic. So let's add a couple of them. I want to say here, AnniQ website. I will make simple, only copy and paste here my website, and I will save the AnniQ home website. Drive traffic here to bring general information about the company and solution. Great, I can say here which of these categories is, so web page, and I don't want to set an expiration date, but if I choose an expiration date, that means that this call to action won't be available for any and content creation after that date. So click here for save, but I want to add another call to action. Let's say AnniQ free trial, and I will click here free trial and just copy and paste. The purpose here, get early access. I will take the AI suggestion to get early access to the AnniQ platform with a unique offer. This time I will choose the landing page, or I can choose, for example, promotion, also work, and I can say it will be available only until October 21st, 2025, and click save. Great. I have two call to actions here. I can have 5, 10, or as many as want. The final part here is I can also invite people in my organization to collaborate and work with me. So let me add here another user, Ryan, our CEO. So I would say here I have his email and just invite to be part of the AnniQ organization. As he has user created, it is accepted immediately. But if I add other users, they will receive the email to join or to create the account and join to the organization. And you will see them as waiting. So let me demonstrate adding my iCloud account. I don't have many emails, so I will use this. This is my iCloud account. I will invite, and this is only an invitation because my iCloud account doesn't have an AnniQ account. I need to check my email, activate my account. Perfect. Now I can create my content, and check this interesting. I work in the two panels, and once I create the logos and call to actions, this form was refreshed and gets the information about the styles and my call to actions here. All the information in AnniQ, it is in real time, always. So let's create a content. First, I need to click here and decide which content category I want to use. And we have 3 levels here. I will start from the bottom. Single content. This means that it is only a specific date and is one content or one post for each social channel that you decide to publish. It is only one. You have the experiment. Experiment, it is a maximum of 5 posts per social channel that you involve in this strategy. Experiments gives to Anni the option to be more risky maybe in the communication, to be also more aggressive and explorative. The idea for these experiments, it is to find, test, and validate other communication measures. Let's say that you are exploring a new potential audience or new potential segment or market, and you want to have a quick validation and discovery. Experiments is the best way. And you have campaigns. I will use campaign. What means campaigns? Campaigns is when I need to create a long strategy content to have that connection and consistency in time. So I can use the campaigns to create content for all the time that I need. Then second step, it is select the channels. As I decide, I only have Facebook and LinkedIn because I only connect those channels. Well, once I have my channels here, it is important to decide the dates for my strategy. So I will talk here, next day, it is Monday 22nd September 2025, and I will create, just for demonstration, a short campaign, 5 days, so September 26, 2025 again. Once I have my dates, I need to choose here my business model. This demo account only have one business model, but I could have 2, 3, or most of them. So I want to choose my business model. Once I select my business model, I need to select the journey that Anni finds for me. So I can click my journey here, and this is very interesting. Anni identifies for me 9 different steps in my journey. And something more interesting too, it is that Anni finds the buyer journey and the loyalty journey too. So I have from the awareness all the until advocacy or loyalty and expansion. And check this is the singularity point, the first purchase of our client. In our case, Anni detects that is a purchase and activation, but this is based on your business model. So I want to create content, in this case, for awareness, consideration, and evaluation. Oops, check this. This is AnniQ helping me to find the best way. I cannot create content for all the journey stages. I can select only 2 steps in the journey at maximum for each campaign. And this is hyper-personalization in action. Anni guides me in this process and say, no way, you could not create content for all the journey. So let me remove evaluation and we will create content for awareness and consideration. Now, I need to decide which segment I want to create my content. And let's say that I don't remember the specific details of my 2 segments I have here. So I can move to the panel in the left part, that is the working panel, to my customer framework, and check this. I have my content form in the right. I can keep working in the form for the content creation and my strategy, but also I can check all the information here. Even I can go to create a new call to action or new logo in real time without lose this form. So let's say I went for the marketing and managers because I have here and I read and I say, oh, it is okay, but I want my small and medium business. So let's say small and medium. If I decide to go to the small and medium business, Anni led me to decide. I want to address the full segment or I want to address the specific ICP. As this ICP doesn't have more personas or personas inside, I cannot see more levels here. But what if I check marketing here and I check the ICP I have in marketing, check this. I will see all the personas I have into this ICP. And again, this is full hyper-personalization framework for AnniQ in action for you. And only selecting a few options, you can create a hyper-personalized campaign for your company. So let's say that I want to address the decision maker, the buyer persona, and the influencer. And check this again. Anni said to me, you need to only focus on 2. Because without that, you can create a general communication that doesn't connect with people or your audience. So what if you want to create communication for all of them? You can create many campaigns and address them. So I will say, well, I don't want the influencer here and I want to create for those 2 people. Right. And I have my information, my personas here. Now I need to decide which creativity level I need for this content. But remember something interesting. If I go to my business model here, I have the brand voice and tone. Anni now knows how to communicate for my company, but I can improve because I can give insights for my specific campaign. So I will click here, and being me, I always love humor, jokes. I need sarcasm because without sarcasm, well, life will be boring. And let's say I want also a kind of business and friendly and enthusiastic. This is okay. I can give to Anni as much details and insights I want for my content. Now I need to give to Anni a simple insight what is about this campaign. So I can say something like this. Help me to communicate about the new live events from AnniQ. Those lives will be in all our social channels, and you can learn about generative AI and better prompting techniques, and how to be this rock as company. English live will be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:15 a.m. Chicago time. Great. I only need to give here to Anni a simple insight because Anni knows everything about my company, knows my call to actions, know about my audience, my business model, everything. Now I will set this AnniQ style, and if I set the automatic call to actions, Anni will review and decide which is the best call to action for my for this case. Or I can click which call to actions I want. In this case, I can choose two call to actions, but as is academic or training strategy that I have here, sharing content in our new lives. So I only want to drive traffic to our website. So people that goes to the website can find the AnniQ social channels and go to our lives. Last but not least is this part of the Anni content. You can decide to approve content before being published by Anni, or just let Anni publish the content and get the feedback and keep improving. In this case, you will receive an email notification to approve the content before published by Anni. This will happen between 2 to 6 hours before the content is planned. Or if you decide in this way, Anni just will publish the content for you on the specific channel. I will set this option to show to you the rest of the process. So I only need to click here, create content, and Anni will start creating content for me. So we need to wait a few minutes to get that content. But while we wait, we can check here this new section. This is the content plan. And Anni will show to us here what is the content plan that we have. As this is the first content that we are creating, well, we have empty. Remember, this is a fresh account that we create. But Anni is start creating the first content. I set for September 22nd to September 26th. Did you remember that part? So Anni is working here and is explaining to me what is making and happening on behind for that content creation for my company. So I can work in this view. I have the month view. I have the week view also. I can see by days. I can play with this calendar to find other specific times, or use these arrows to move between the different months. And if I want to have the specific date, just click into date. Very similar to all the calendars that we have in our specific emails or other solutions. I also can see here the content that I created the specific content pieces that Anni is scheduled to be published in future. Or I can click here and see my specific campaigns. We need to wait a little bit more because Anni is working for me, making the research, analyzing on internet, getting more insights about my company to create this content. Something that will happen, it is Anni is creating a demo content also for me, because we need to have a kind of idea how is the content that Anni will publish. But remember something important. Anni creates content for me almost in real time. That means that the content that will be scheduled for September 22nd will be created a few hours before the specific hour that is published. So that secures that Anni have the best insight and information for your content, always with the trends and data. So check here, this is very interesting. Anni gives to me that demo content. This is only demo content. This is a message here and explaining something about this and create a simple image for me. I can click here, refresh, and that is, I have content, 2 content pieces for September 22nd, 3 for 23, and well, I have content based on the Anni creation. If I click here, I can see the specific format and social media that Anni will use September 22nd at 9 a.m. for this content. If I click the other content for the 12 p.m. or noon, so same date, noon, this time LinkedIn, again a carousel. Well, I have always the demo content here, but once Anni is starting publishing content for you, you will see here the preview or the real version that Anni published. If I go to campaigns here, check this. I get the information about this campaign that Anni creates, and it says ready to reclaim 15 hours a week. This is the name that Anni creates for my campaign. I have all the information here, all the content plan. This is the summary or the brief or all my posts. It will be talk about 15 hours, the power of automated marketing and manual overload, and well, any other information inviting to be on their lives. So this is everything about Anni. So I invite you to start playing, working with Anni, be one of the early adopters, and most important, part of those companies of the 3% that are using AI to really excel in the market and be unique. I'm Jan Bernier, founder of AnniQ, and thanks for listening this long demo video. Bye!